You're watching PCC TV, Pinellas County Connection Television, a division of Pinellas County Communications.
Hello, I'm Tom Iovino, and welcome to Postcards from Home. Traffic, construction, noise, and congestion are among the frequently experienced features on the urban landscape of Pinellas County. But there are actually many places here among our parks and preserves where peace and tranquility dominate. And today we're going to visit one such place. I'm here at Weedon Island Preserve with Phyllis Kolianis, the preserve manager, to get a tour of Pinellas County's richest site for both cultural history and natural beauty. Well, Phyllis, thank you very much for having us out today.
Well, my pleasure.
Where exactly are we? What is this wonderful place you have here?
Well, Weedon Island Preserve is a jewel in St. Petersburg, actually, and it's one of the big 4 preserves that we have in Pinellas County, and we're actually under the Environmental Lands Division.
Okay.
Which hopes to preserve or provide stewardship about conservation in Pinellas County for these wildlands.
A place like this in crowded Pinellas County is really, like you said, a jewel. It's incredible to see that this space has been preserved as this natural environment.
Yes, and it is not only that, it provides a lot of things for outdoor usage also.
Okay. So this isn't just a place that has trees and bushes and animals, right? This is actually an outdoor recreation area, basically.
Yes, definitely. There are things that people can do on the preserve. We have hiking, we have kayaking, we have fishing.
Fishing? Must be pretty decent fishing out here.
Yes, I understand that's one of the best kept secrets in the area.
Okay, it's our secret between us and the audience. This place, you've got the backpacking and you've got the hiking and all those other things going on. What can people see and experience out here?
Well, they can actually see some real nature out here. We have quite a few different wild animals. We have some beautiful wildflowers and different other types of native plants that people might not experience in your suburban areas.
Sure, this looks like natural and untouched. That's great. This area just isn't a nature preserve. It actually has a long history of human settlement.
Oh, definitely.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the first inhabitants here?
I can. I think the thing is we've had some 2,000 years of history here that involved Native Americans, and we are actually one of the major sites in the southeast known as the site of the first identified site of the Weedon Island culture.
Really?
So it's very important, but we also have a colorful history here.
Yeah, well, I understand this is a little more recent, but tell me a little bit about this colorful history. I understand this is kind of a wild kind of place.
Well, it was back in the 1920s and 1930s. We actually had the first commercial airport here in the Tampa Bay area. We also had a movie studio here.
And they shot movies here.
Right, the talkies, you know, back in the 1930s. But we also had some dance clubs and some speakeasies out here. So it was quite an active place back then.
Now, if people really have questions about this place, you also have an education center as well that could describe a little bit more about the natural environment and the history of the place.
Yes, we have a lot of educational programs for all ages, a big variety. We have lectures, workshops. We try to actually do quite a few different things even for school groups. We have twice a month a little program for kindergarten groups. And
start them early.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, it's just a wide variety of programs to get people really out into the atmosphere of nature and to really appreciate it.
Now, one of the things I've just seen recently was the exhibit that you set up in the exhibit hall in the Education Center. It is a gorgeous exhibit. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, that exhibit is actually part of everything we try to do here. We try to show and demonstrate to people how the environment and people support each other. And our exhibit gallery is called Connecting People in Place.
Okay.
And that's the whole idea, is to show people where they fit in the environment and how it affects everything that we do.
Well, it's definitely a beautiful gallery to go walk through. Now, at the exhibit, it's not just all about natural history. It's also the archaeological component of what happened here in Weedon Island. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Actually, at least half of the exhibit is about the prehistory that once existed here and the history that was so important. The prehistoric period we have depicted in a whole island inside the exhibit gallery, and you can see how the environment and the people from the past work together.
Well, it would be good to give people a broad brushstroke of how people lived off the land, and it also depicts more contemporary archaeology as well.
Right. Back in the 1920s, which would be contemporary actually in time, Dr. Fuchs came down from the Smithsonian, and he investigated our ancient culture here.
Okay.
And this became the first identified site of the Weedon Island culture, which actually spans from Florida into Georgia and Alabama. Some 3,000 sites are identified today, but they're all called Weedon Island culture.
Now, there's this permanent exhibit, but there are also some other exhibits that come through and also lectures that come through as well. So this is a changing menu. What are some of the things you have there?
Well, we actually have a lot of different lectures. We have professional people come in and give talks on different regional archaeology, but as well as scientific work too that they're working on, different research. We have workshops, all different types of workshops, from native plants to photography workshops. We offer a wide range of programs.
I understand that some of the exhibits that have come through have been kind of fascinating too. There's a gentleman, Clyde Butcher, who does nature photography. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we had Clyde Butcher here some time ago, but we've also had some really exciting exhibits, such as the Rainforest Mask of Costa Rica. We give a big venue of different artists and photographers that we rotate throughout the year.
So if people are reluctant to come out on their own, I understand you offer an engraved invitation for them to come out through these special events you offer. What are they all about?
Well, several times a year we do have some really, really interesting special events. During Florida Archaeology Month, we have Celebrate Florida Archaeology and bring in different craftsmen showing some of the ancient techniques, such as making a dugout canoe. We have pottery making and some of the other different techniques, such as flint napping.
Okay.
And really nice demonstrations about that. And then on occasion, we have also had some native flute gatherings here.
Oh, really?
And that's been what we call the Heart's Breath Flute Gathering, and we've had those a couple times in the past.
So basically telling the story of the Native Americans through music.
Right. Yeah, it's very interesting. Their music is beautiful.
Now, when people go out and hit the trails, there are opportunities for them to get involved as well through, say, photography hikes and things. Tell us about the trails and about the kind of programs you offer through the hikes.
Well, one of the exciting things, we put in some 20 really nice interpretive trail signs that are interactive and tell people a lot about the culture and the environment that was out here, that they can actually learn some things about the Tampa Bay area.
The trails also, part of the trails are actually ADA compliant, so people, if they had a disability, may still be able to go out and hike, correct? Yes,
yes. We have two different boardwalk trails. It's called the Bay Boardwalk and the Tower Boardwalk. Both are ADA accessible, and they have been redone recently with composite planking instead of the old wood planking. So they're really nice.
Great. Now, you mentioned the Tower Trail. It runs out to that beautiful tower that's out there as well. You get a great view.
Yes.
Now, Phyllis, since this is Weedon Island, we are pretty much surrounded by water. If people want to get off the trails and into the water for a little bit of a tour, you guys have an option for them as well.
Oh, yes. We actually do canoe guided tours. And even though we can't do a whole lot of those, there are a rental option out here, too, or they can bring their own. We have a canoe launch.
And people can rent their own canoes or kayaks right here at the preserve?
Yes.
Outstanding. That's not a bad way to go if you don't want to try it out for the first time.
Yeah, that's a good idea, and the canoe trail itself, I understand, is excellent.
Now, it's a different perspective. You're not looking from the land into the greenery, but you're actually looking for the water in. Does it offer a completely different perspective?
Yes, actually you can go through mangrove tunnels, which are fascinating.
Now, it's not just Weedon Island Preserve that the county has for people to go to get outside in the great outdoors. What other facilities are there?
Well, actually, we have a sister facility in North Pinellas called Brooker Creek Preserve Environmental Education Center. It's right out of Tarpon Springs. But then this county offers so much. We have all the parks. We have some great green spaces for people to go to.
And it's so odd, again, to see such great green spaces in the middle of one of the most densely populated counties in the country.
Yes, it is. We're very, very lucky.
There's a very important group of folks you have here that it's vital to making this preserve run. Those are the volunteers.
Yes.
What kind of work do they do, and why are they so necessary?
Well, I don't think we could do near what we do without our volunteers. They play an important role. They fill many capacities besides working as hike and canoe guides. They also work the front desk. They help with exhibit tours. They help with educational programs. We use them in quite a few different ways and really appreciate everything they do.
What do you think the volunteers get out of helping in such a beautiful place like this?
Well, I think that not only do they get a chance to come to this beautiful place, they also get to experience interacting with visitors. They get to actually learn more about the environment here. So I think there's an awful lot of rewards to volunteer at Weedon Island.
I'll tell you, the volunteers I've run into here are very happy with working out here, and they enjoy it tremendously. And that experience with nature is just a good time for people. Definitely. If people want to get more information on coming out to the preserve, where can they go?
Well, we have a website, www.weedonislandpreserve.org.
Okay, and they can find out more, take a little virtual tour from their living room?
Yes, they can, and they can find out all about our calendar of events, find out all about our recreational activities. They can get a lot of information there.
Let's say, Phyllis, people don't have a computer. Where can they have a phone number they can call?
Yes. 727-453-6500.
And some of those great volunteers are going to answer the calls, right?
That's true.
Outstanding. So if you can hear the excitement in their voices, it's probably a good idea that you're going to have a fun time here as well.
Definitely.
Phyllis, thank you very much for having us out today. It is a beautiful place, and hopefully a lot more people will come by and stop by and visit.
I hope so too.